Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be teaching you the difference between a fake spinner and a real spinner. So at the end of this video, you'll be able to determine which one is real, which one is fake. I won't tell you. I want to see if you'll guess. I will tell you very, very last. Alright, your first tip for a fidget spinner is that when you hold it, it has some weight to it. It may not be metal, so it may not be 100% weight, but it will have a little bit of weight to it. Your second tip is that when you spin it, it is very quiet. You can barely hear a peep out of it. Your third tip is when you spin it, it spins effortlessly and it feels smooth in between your fingers. Fourth tip. There is no gap between the fidget spinner, the ball joint, and your finger grips. And your fifth tip is that you may not be able to pop off the center. Because sometimes popping off the center indicates that it's fake. Because then you can get to the ball bearings and mess them up and mess around with them. And if a child gets a hold of one and takes the center off, he or she can choke on the ball bearings. Okay, so first off, we are going to try the teal blue one. Okay, your first recommendation on this one is it feels a little heavy, not much, but a little heavy. It's got some weight to it. Second, there is barely a gap between the fidget spinner, the ball bearings, and your finger grips. Third tip. It spins very beautifully. You do not hear it. And as you see, it has an effortless spin and it is not wobbly. And I can move it around and it stays still. And it is on the side of my finger. So let's put it down on the table. You don't hear it. That is your first indication of a fidget spinner. Second one is this all white fidget spinner. When I pick it up, it feels very light, like lightweight, like there's no weight to it at all. Look at the huge gap between the fidget spinner, the ball bearings, and the grip. Okay, now, sorry, I had to pause for a moment. Had to cough again. I'm going to spin it for you. Listen to that noise that it makes. Try putting it on your finger sideways and it wobbles and you almost lose it. Not good. Listen to how noisy that is. You can hear the ball joints moving because of the big gap. Now let's see, can we pop this off? Look at that. That popped off and it exposed your center bearings, which some you can do because some come with options of like adding little trickster parts to it so you can spin it off with different things. But in this case, I don't know. We'll have to see. But listen. You can expose the bearings on this one, and there's a good chance that a child who doesn't know what they're doing with this can choke. Okay, let's pop the center back on here. Okay. Make sure I get it on there good and tight. Give it a good spin. Whoops, sorry. Again, very lightweight, so it maneuvers a lot and it shakes a lot. Yes, I also have cases too for the fidget spinners because I sell them. Could you tell me which one was fake and which one was real? Well, if you guessed teal blue glow in the dark was real and the plain white one was fake, you were right. This one here has the nice weight to it, and that's how you can tell it's real. And you can't pop the center off, so your bearings are safely inside. This one here had a big gap, was very noisy, and you could pop the center off. So that might indicate that it was fake. Again, you have teal blue here was real. Just by looking at it, you can tell. So when you go into the store, if you see one and it has a big gap between it like this, 9 times out of 10, you can take the center off, and it'll be very noisy and very lightweight when you're spinning it. So you won't be able to do a lot of cool tricks with it, because you want a little bit of weight, especially when you're passing it from hand to hand, catching it, like tossing it in the air. You want a little bit of weight to that, so that way it just doesn't fly anywhere. Yes, I can do that trick. I can't do it now because I'm using my phone to make this video, but I can do that trick. I can pass it from hand to hand, especially with this teal blue one, because it's got a little bit of weight. Not a lot. Not as much as a heavy metal one would, but it does have weight to it. As you can see when I pick this up, how much that bends. Now let's try picking this one up from the side. Look at that. It doesn't bend, it just pops, because it's so flimsy, the case. So again, teal blue, no gap, nice weight, quiet spin, and you cannot pop off the center, so you know that that is authentic. White one, very lightweight, big center, a lot of gap between the ball bearings and the finger pinch where your fingers go, so very noisy. Not good for children under the age of 5. I wouldn't even give it to a 5-year-old because of the fact that you could take the ball bearings out. I would give it to somebody who is more experienced and knows what they're doing with fidget spinners. This one I can recommend for a 5-year-old because it does not, you can't pull the bearing out. Now, if you really want to recommend one for a child, I have one that is completely covered and you can't see the bearings at all. That one you can recommend for a 3-year-old because you can't see the bearings or get to them. Again, fake and real. I hope you were able to determine which one was fake and which one was real. And I hope my video helped you out. I would like to thank you for watching my video because my son is crying and it is 11 o'clock at night. Well, 11:33 at night. So I have to go see why he's up. Thank you again for watching my video. Like it, share it, whatever. Just I hope you enjoyed it. Have a safe evening.